Idyllic Affair on the outside, running home strongly. Boom Shanker in front. The outside Idyllic Affair going to it now, grabbing the lead. And Idyllic Affair's won by head to Boom Shanker.
All right, Lee, you've got Idyllic Affair in the 2-year-old duel on Saturday. Able to gallop on the course proper this morning. How did she work?
We're really pleased with her. She went half a mile with a mate and finished off strongly. So, and the ground was a little bit on the soft side, so she handled that all right. Overall, we were very happy. Pulled up well afterwards, and you know, the big question is whether she can produce an Eagle Farm 1200 winning effort here at the Gold Coast. Different race, a lot more speed, but she's going well, very well.
Yeah, she's obviously, as you said, last start winner at Eagle Farm and heading in with some good form, so ticking those boxes.
Yeah, I think you've got to go into these races in good form. There's not much point in running if you're not in form, and she is. She had 10 days after her Eagle Farm win. She had 10 days out in the paddock, and we're just bringing her back up now. And look, she's a very athletic filly in that she doesn't, you know, put on massive amount of weight or lose her fitness. She's still very fit and pulled up like she hadn't had a workout this morning. So no, we're delighted with her. And you know, $500,000 race, if you've got to run it, I guess you've probably almost got to run, haven't you?
Speaking of $500,000 race, so no doubt some excited owners. There's a similar ownership group to the Prince FAWAZ connection.
Yes, very much so. The key people in the filly are all owners of the stallion, and the Kelly boys and that, and they're very excited to have a 2-year-old. They didn't think we'd have a 2-year-old that early by the horse, but she's put her hand up, and they're very nice horses. Yeah, a bit underrated, I think.
Okay, well, it's already been a success story for the ownership group. She's already banked 112,000.
Yeah, well, she went up for auction over there, and I loved her. And I said to Joe, my partner, I said, gee, I don't know this stallion, but this is a really nice filly. You know, look, there's a lot of Danehill about her, which is, you know, obviously he's by Fastnet, who was by Danehill. So, and I was very lucky in that they passed her in, and then the stud had told them that I'd really liked her, and they made contact with me and said, "Will I train her?" And I said, "I'd love to train her." You know, she's a classic-looking filly. She's like an old Danehill or a Fastnet Rock. You know.
What's the plan beyond Saturday? Have you got any other sort of future targets for her in mind?
We've got things in mind. We just, you know, it's a little bit difficult at the moment with, you know, the uncertainty about the weather and what sort of ground this race will be run on, or if it in fact is even run this week. You know, so we've just got ideas in our head that if she could run really well, and that we might flip down to Sydney for something down there a bit better, or we may spell her. I don't know. We just see how Saturday's race pans out.
Okay, and you were mentioning off camera, she's obviously been a progressive type, as in jumped out of the ground just as you've been upping the ante in recent weeks.
Yeah, well, I don't train the 2-year-olds much. I educate them as much as I can and limit the amount of fast work to what they really need, because I think training 2-year-olds too hard. They're going to mainly do it on, you know, on their natural ability. And they can train off so quickly, being so young. They can go off their feed and get chin sore and that. So, yeah, I think she was a slow burner, but she put her hand up, and we worked with a couple of fillies that we had a good opinion of, and like she started to put it all together then.
And you had another one on the weekend in that boat as well, Profoundly, a good winner.
Yeah, she's a nice farming filly that we bought cheaply at the Classic last year, and we've been excited about her all along. My breaker, I know breakers' tips are never great, but I've got a bit of faith in our guy, and he really liked her, so we earmarked her as a possible early type. But she's a massive big filly. Like she'd be 500 kilos and probably nearly 16 hands. So she's a big 2-year-old. And no, she was impressive. But they've got to improve off. You know, to compete interstate, they've got to improve off that.
Okay. Well, overall, obviously, with those two exciting young horses, things are going well for the stable.
Well, they are. I mean, we haven't got many 2-year-olds, but we're very lucky this year. We seem to have some smart ones. So. I must have got something right, or fluke getting something right at the last sales. You know, it's a bit of a it's a bit of a lucky dip, but we look like we've lucked in a little bit this year.
Well, the sun's out, life's good on the Gold Coast.
That's it.